at the end of the day, what brings happiness to technologists is their solution being used and creating an impact on the field, right? So in that sense, there is obviously a classic saying that if something works in India, it is definitely going to work for the world, right?
How would you say the impact of AI has driven Dwara Dairy's growth?
Yeah, so we have always heard of technology first or mobile first. From day one, we were AI first, right? And just to clarify, AI here is artificial intelligence, because in dairy, when I was constantly using AI, it also means artificial insemination. So we were, AI first from day one. So where most of the the tech stacks that we have developed wouldn't have been possible without AI technology in that sense. Additionally, we are as well leveraging some of the newer Gen AI systems which are essentially coming in terms of analysis of the cattle, and wherever we could essentially leverage some of the new general intelligence that is sort of possible, we have been exploring that as well. And as we sort of speak, about 15% of our code is written by AI, right? So in that sense, we have been AI focused from day one in terms of building our systems and solutions.
So we're already going towards progressive advancement.
Absolutely.
That's nice to hear. See, AI technology, all of this, I think one of the fundamental difficulties, I would say, if I may, is how rural segments are open towards technological adaptations. Can you throw some light on what were the challenges and how those were overcome?
Yes. So if I were to sort of mention one of the deep challenge, essentially, is in terms of breaking the notion that in terms of cattle rearing, I know everything, right? So one of the constant things that farmers tell us is in terms of, we have been doing this for
since
generations.
Time immemorial,
right?
Yes.
So from that perspective, leveraging technology by themselves to improve their everyday dairy management is an area where it requires a lot more education. So, we have this Dwara Surabhi app, through which we essentially provide some of these tools. So we essentially see that, there is a constant increase, and the adaptation will sort of improve with time, and especially, with younger
the next generation
dairy farmers, we see that it is much higher than some of the older dairy farmers, so to say. So I think the future looks bright, in terms of the opportunities to leverage some of these technologies to help the dairy farmers so that they can have better health for the cattle or increased milk productivity. So these things are something that technology can essentially bring about as we go forward. One of the additional challenge in the field is in terms of also the overall adoption. In the sense, so we have done multiple digital roadshows, and our broad understanding, especially with respect to the dairy farmers, is about 15 to 20% they don't have smartphones, so they still use the feature phones. About 60% have smartphones. They know how to use Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp. Right? So they are digital farmers. So we have another about 20 to 25% of the farmers who are pro-digital farmers, who are able to go and download the apps. Right? So in that sense, we have ensured that all our solutions are also available in terms of the WhatsApp channel.
Okay.
So now farmers can, probably just send a hi and they can select their language and they can ask for the loan, or they can check the health of the cattle through the WhatsApp, or they can take inputs on how to increase the milk yield via the WhatsApp channel, right? So, so the question is also about how do we take this WhatsApp channel and digitally distribute to more and more digital farmers, but who are not pro-digital, right? So that is as well sort of one of the areas, where there is some level of a challenge. And as we see this, feature phone users are going to become the digital, and more of digital is going to become pro-digital.
Pro-digital, correct. So that's an interesting challenge, and I think with time and awareness and a little bit push on the education aspect, I'm sure this challenge will absolutely be cleared. Understood. So considering the number of benefits, is it also common to see farmers who are only in the cultivation business also start getting into dairy a little bit more than where they started from? Do you see that transition happening a lot too?
Yeah, so broadly if you see, comparing agriculture, the number of controllables are more when it comes to dairy, right? And, you take agri, it is seasonal. The turnaround time for the return of money is much longer.
Otherwise, much longer.
Whereas in dairy, it is much more sort of, the turnaround is like, people get about every 10 days, they get the milk money.
Yes.
Right? The other thing also is in terms of, cattle being a sort of a easier asset. Or, in that sense, if they need urgent money, they can essentially, sell the cattle. So all those options are essentially there. The other thing also is in terms of the, based on the milk, there are multiple products that are, created, be it ghee, be it paneer.
Multiple byproducts,
right?
Yes.
So I think the market for that is also sort of increasing. So the exports for them is increasing. So from that perspective, the value of milk per liter can essentially increase for the milk-based products, right? So given all these things, I think there is going to be a sort of an increase if you essentially look at the growth rates. The dairy is tipped to be somewhere around 6 to 6.5% growth, whereas more from an agri it is going to be somewhere around 2.5 to 3, right? So the growth is going to be much
that's a significant
bigger.
Rate difference.
Yes.
In that.
Yeah.
Okay. So talking about this, we have so far discussed this on a more localized Indian context. How do you think the technology that e-dairy has built, put its blood, sweat and tears into, and has progressed into the beautiful solution that we have right now? How do you see that to have an impact at a global level? Yeah, so the solutions and tech stacks that we have developed is useful not just from the Indian context, it is as well from a larger global perspective, especially for the global south. So if you essentially look at India, there are about 30 crore bovines, cattle and buffaloes. Africa, for example, they have 30.1 crore. Bovine, in their entire continent. Okay. Brazil has a significant number of cattle, right? So, so essentially, the identity of the cattle is going to be one of the key requirements for all the cattle owners as well as countries as we sort of go forward. The second is in terms of how do we digitally assess the health or digitally underwrite the cattle for loans or provide insurance digitally or try and understand the cattle value. These are going to be significant value
for all the dairy farmers across the world. In fact, some of our solutions have been tested in
other global markets as well.
Parts of Africa, and where our solution work for the African cattle as well. Right.
Okay.
So we have done some pilots there. So and as we sort of go forward, we essentially look at leveraging some of these things at a global standpoint as well.
Absolutely. But I think that would be the next prospective steps to take for e-dairy.
Yeah.
So what do you think would be the future trends that you have in mind, or how do you think that now that these type of solutions are being offered, how do you see the trend change, both on a from a farmer perspective, from the system perspective, and on a larger scale? These three.
I think more and more the leverage of the digital solutions is going to sort of increase, both in terms of the channels of tapping, be it through app or through WhatsApp or through the mobile web. And more from initiated by the farmer on a DIY. So those things are definitely going to increase and definitely increase many folds. So that is something that we are looking forward to. Besides this, I think a lot of efforts have already happened in terms of digitizing the entire sort of the solution landscape. Besides that, also managing the field force digitally, right? We have seen the management of the field force who go to these farmers or rural households to deliver the financial products has also been an area which can be digitally tapped. So there is going to be a lot more digital solutions around that space as well, so that we can provide solutions to the rural households faster, better, cheaper.
So last but not one, what would be your comments for the ecosystem?
So I essentially look at the ecosystem from different aspects. One, from a industry standpoint, I think we need faster adoptions and more readiness to go for digital tapping, also in the rural, where enough things can be done through DIY, and it is already sort of happening for various other products. And I think especially from the dairy perspective, the heavy lifting can be done by the farmer themselves with the digital tools, and it is sort of already ripe for disruption through these digital tools. So and we are already sort of seeing the trend, and we hope to see a larger business moving more towards leveraging of some of these technologies. The other thing is also in terms of I think more and more startups and young engineers are going to sort of come and work on technologies which is going to have rural impact.
Rural impact, yes.
Right?
I mean, that's why the volumes are also, if you think about it.
Absolutely,
yes.
right? So, and the entire, sort of both the challenge as well as in terms of the impact, I think there is no better place than building something for the rural households in India, because it would be at a population scale of India,
yes.
right? So from that perspective, this is a fascinating space, and it would be very exciting for all the young engineers or startups to essentially work on solving some of the rural
grassroots
problems. Which is going to be beneficial to them as well as the rural households as well.
Absolutely. All right. So for the second part, it's going to be a rapid fire. I hope you're ready, Balaji. So let me start shooting out. So what is one tech tool you wish existed for dairy farmers?
sort of a AI for their everyday dairy.
Okay, all right. Next is most underrated skill in agri-tech leadership.
So in parts, yeah. So I would say being in touch more with the field and the both the customer as well as the user, who is the feet on street.
So for my third question, a book or podcast that reshaped your CTO journey.
So I'm a big YouTube user. So and I listen to a whole bunch of tech talks as well as podcasts of different business owners. So it has been pretty beneficial in terms of expanding my learning and understanding both from the technology as well as from a business standpoint and rural standpoint.
So the next question is one policy change to boost India's agri-tech ecosystem.
So I think probably having a digital non-tamperable way of having cattle records, where just like we have a soil health card, we are having a cattle card, which has got all the details of the cattle, right? And hopefully with the muzzle ID, where it essentially from the birth of the cattle to the death of the cattle, right? The different activities that happen with the cattle, if there could be digital records, I think that would significantly be useful. And this linked with the Aadhaar of the owner can essentially bring cattle as an asset class. And I'm pretty sure as we sort of go forward, there is going to be a link of the muzzle ID and linking of the Aadhaar and add it as part of the blockchain. So where anybody could essentially verify a particular cattle, or we can essentially know a particular rural household, how many cattle they have got and what is the last known milk yield, how many cattle that they have. So I think, and where they pour the milk and what has been the history of the milk records, right? So this could significantly change, how we understand and underwrite the household basis, the dairy context. I think this would be fantastic.
Absolutely, I think that's a brilliant suggestion. So last question: what would be your advice to two segments? One is aspiring engineers who are looking to work with rural tech. That's one. The second is, what would you be looking for in a person who's inspired or fascinated about e-dairy and wants to join your team?
So for the young engineers and technologists who want to work on something exciting, I think working on problems for the rural empowerment is going to be an exciting opportunity where you can work on complex problems and at people scale, right? Where the cost of solutioning should also be low, right?
Yeah.
So in that sense, there is obviously a classic saying that if something works in India, it is definitely going to work for the world, right?
That's true.
So from that perspective, both the challenges, which also means the opportunities, is pretty huge for rural. There is still a whole lot of problems that are waiting to be solved through technology. And the impact, right? In terms of how some of the things that we develop can bring change before our eyes, right? That is a gratifying experience, right? And these are some fantastic stories that every young engineer or technologist would wish to have as part of their journey.
Growth journey,
right?
Yes.
So it is a fantastic opportunity. If you sort of get a chance, do make it a point to work for the rural technology driven companies. So the other in terms of working in Dwara, so we have multiple group companies as part of Dwara Holdings, where the financial inclusion is one of the key driving factors.
Yes.
And besides the kind of problems, right? For example, Dwara eDiary works on the identity, the health, and building all tech-driven solutions. Every company has their own sort of very innovative technology solutions and digital approach to solve some of the rural household issues. So besides this, we also have a fantastic team who has good understanding of the rural space, because enough times there is an excitement of building tech which may or may not work for the rural space, right?
Okay.
At the end of the day, what brings happiness to technologists is their solution being used and create an impact on the field, right? So from that perspective, I think Dwara group of companies, you can see with your eyes how the things that you are working on are making an impact on the field, right?
Level.
So there is a good environment in terms of encouraging innovation and leveraging new systems and technologies. So from that aspect, if you get an opportunity to work in any of the Dwara group of companies, that's a fantastic opportunity, and welcome.
Absolutely, I can second that. So this has been a very, very interesting and as part of this journey, we wish you really abundance and growth in terms of all your technological adaptations and in terms of creating a positive impact on the rural economy and ecosystem. So congratulations to you and your team, and thank you so much for taking the time to enlighten us today a lot more and go into this journey with you about Dwara eDiary. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, yeah, great. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.